Hey everybody, Eugene Jedi here with another review for you. This time I'm talking episode 10 of season 2 of Supergirl, We Can Be Heroes. First of all, a great song to tip the hat to in terms of the title selection. All in all, I thought this was a pretty solid episode. There are some nice twists and turns, there's some nice stuff going on with the characters, but there are a few issues here and there. So let's just kind of get right into things. I do like the idea, like the little twist, is that this isn't Livewire busting out of prison. This is her being kidnapped and experimented on, which just goes to show you that villains can be victims too. I mean, a lot of origin stories for various supervillains feature them starting off as people who were victimized in some way, and then that's what transforms them into villains. You don't really see it as much once they genuinely become villains, that they can still be victimized. So that's kind of, I think, an interesting twist. It's like, even if you are a powerful person, you can still, find yourself on the wrong end of the winds of fate. And especially someone like Livewire, who really became a supervillain and did all these bad things for these incredibly selfish and petty reasons. But it does speak well to show that it does present her here as, yes, she's a bad person, but she doesn't deserve this. And Kara even says, I still think there might be some small spark of good left in her. And, that is a very traditionally heroic stance to take, and it is a little hard to imagine that, as bad as some people are in this world, that there isn't some small bit of good still left in them. Just as, as good as some people are in this world, there isn't some small spark of evil in them. Even the best people that we know in our lives have probably done some things that they would probably regret. Shows that they're not perfect people. So I think it's only logical that sometimes even bad people might have a moment or two of good in them. Whatever the case might be, this is the way people who wear the old S shield are supposed to act. I can't remember what the story was. I'm sure it was something with Grant Morrison, where Superman was in a really bad situation, and he turned, the world was, the world's going to be destroyed, and Superman even turns to Lex Luthor and says, look, Lex, if we don't work together, the world is screwed. Come on, man. I know there's some good in you. Help me. And then Lex Luthor literally spits in his face, which I suppose actually does not reinforce my point. So, I suppose that was a bad example. Oh well. It's still a cool story. So, I'm kind of sitting on a magazine. Now, it's interesting that we have this whole bit with the good in Livewire. And here you can surprisingly see, and again, Kara's, highlighting this idea that there's some good in there. This episode also highlights that there's some not so good in Kara. And she's very much trying to lay down the law with Jimmy and Win on their heroics. Basically saying, hey, you guys aren't like me. You guys are squishy. You could go out there and you could get yourselves killed. I'm not going to allow you to do this. Because, first of all, it's their lives, so Kara has no say in this one. Never mind that last episode, she lost her powers and ran into that, as they aptly named it, murder fortress, even though there was a really, really good chance that she and Mon-El were going to get killed. So it's okay for Kara to risk her life when she has no powers, albeit though that's a temporary situation, but it's not okay for Jimmy and Win to risk their lives. And never mind that, her sister Alex doesn't have powers either, and she routinely goes out there and risks her life as well. Now, in all fairness, Alex has extremely extensive training and has demonstrated in the past that she can tangle with people with powers and still come out on top. But again, that's the result of training and experience, nothing more. That's nothing that can't be given to Ginny and Wynn with the course of time. So, yeah, I mean, Ginny and Wynn are right to be pissed at her for this. She's basically trying to tell them how to run their lives, and she has no right to do that. We also get some really interesting stuff going on with McGann and John this episode. They flesh out McGann's backstory. What was it, that moment that really finally made her turn around and go against her own people? And then we also have this really great scene with John where he basically admits that he doesn't want to forgive McGann. I mean, he understands that she's genuinely a good person, but he just basically says, like, yeah, if I forgive her, then this is, in kind of a way, letting go of the hatred for the White Martians is one of the things that's kept him going all this time. But there's an old saying, I actually think it comes from Buddha, which is, forgiveness is not a gift you give to your enemies, it is a gift that you give to yourself. And frankly, that's exactly right. Forgiveness is never an easy thing to give. But when people forgive, especially forgive people who have done them serious wrong, you're letting go of the negative emotions inside of yourself that are associated with that. It's never good to hate another person, no matter how badly that other person has wronged you. It might be understandable that you would feel that way, especially if they've done something really awful to you. But having hate inside you is never a good thing. It does nothing for you. There's another quote that is often misattributed to Buddha. It was actually said by one of his disciples. It goes, holding on to anger is like holding on to a hot coal and that you plan to throw at your enemy. You're the only one that gets burned. Okay, no, wait, that's not it. Well, you get the idea. Anyway, so John finally forgiving McGann for the whole thing on Mars. That's in a way him freeing himself. No, the pain and the loss of his wife and children is never really going to go away. And he still has every right in the world to be angry at the White Martians. But in showing forgiveness to McGann, he's let some of that hatred that's in his heart go. But he can now use that energy from within for better things, for taking care of the people that care about him. I mean, it's no coincidence that he had that little moment with his two, for all intents and purposes, surrogate daughters, Kara and Alex. And there was also that moment where Megan basically says, like, yeah, I made myself look like a green Martian just so that you wouldn't think that you were the last. Oh, and by the way, the White Martians did this to me, and they're coming, so we're going to have more evil, superpowered Martians running around the city, and we're all in trouble. Not a huge amount to say about Mon-El this episode. Obviously, he still has quite a bit of work to do on the hero front, but again, him disobeying Kara was not a great thing, but he did do good in this episode. Yes, he's going to make mistakes, and amazingly enough, Kara is much more forgiving of Mon-El making mistakes than she does seem to be about Jimmy and Wynn, even though Mon-El's mistakes almost got some cops killed. But in fairness, Mon-El also helped save some cops, so... And then we get the whole confession scene, which is just like, oh man, this is just so a CW show now, isn't it? So it'll be interesting to see where all of this goes. Anyway, I'm going to call it here, guys. Oh, yes, there was one more thing I wanted to mention. I wonder how many of you guys recognize the dude playing the scientist in this episode. And you might not have noticed his face, but I'm sure some folks out there are like, man, there's something about the way this guy that seems familiar. Well, the scientist was played by a fellow by the name of Steve Valentine. Now, I've seen this guy on TV doing stuff on shows like, well, I got introduced to him as an actor on the old FX show, where he played a special effects artist, which was actually quite a fun show. He was also on like Crossing Jordan, but I think most people would be familiar with him as the voice of Alistair in the Dragon Age games. So that was really cool getting to see him here on Supergirl. I'm always happy when he's in something that I get to watch. He's a very fun actor. But yeah, he was on House too. He was like the one guy that they ever actually diagnosed with lupus on House. Oh, I almost completely forgot about that. Okay, so yeah, guys, I'm going to call it here. As always, please comment, rate, subscribe. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter at Who's Your Jedi, and please also join me on Tumblr at Jedi Reviewer. Until next time, take care and have a good one.